understand how these funds are run. And there has been a lot of controversy in even how other funds are run, NHIF, NSSF, the Affordable Housing Fund, and all these funds. Now he's introduced another one, which I think is the most ambitious, 5 trillion shillings. And we are not hearing any other voice, including parliamentarians, talking about this. It's only the president. And there are serious concerns about the legality of this, how we can actually ring-fence these funds. You are a member of this parliament.
Yes.
Don't you think that you're failing Kenyans by not being able to communicate this and making even the people you represent from Soy understand what such a fund would entail and what it would mean for this country?
Okay, first I say good morning to our viewers this morning. First, you should understand Indumuli. I think I can say the fourth estate might be failing Kenyans because as Kenyans, we have dreams and we need to be optimistic in life. You know, nobody bewitched us to just be bystanders and hope that something miraculous will happen for us to be able to jump into a first world country. We need to do. We need to bite the bullet, and the decisions have to be as radical as has been proposed by the president. And I'm seeing some arguments that things are being done behind Parliament. If you could have been following the bills that we have been able to pass for the last 3 months in Parliament, one of it was the privatization amendment bill that enables and gives the space for purposes of inviting investors to invest in government-owned parastatals. And I think one of them is Kenya Pipeline, as you have been told. Lastly, before we went for recess, we passed the public enterprise bill. That now enabled the setting up of the infrastructure fund and the sovereign fund. So if you can look at the two bills, in fact, it enables most of the parastatals to actually run as a private limited company for purposes of being able to access some privileges that as a parastatal they could not be able to access. Because at the end of the day, you and me know that running a government enterprise, the way it is perceived is that they rarely break even. But if you run it, even if it is owned by 100% by government, if you run it as a company with directors who now come in, you get right now what usually happens is that for those politicians who fail after an elections, you know, they bargain to be given this board. They might not have the expertise and the know-how to be able to strategically run the organization. But if you have that corporate entity as a limited company, then in terms of bringing in the directors, it will be brought the same way the KCB and other known companies are run. So these are the reforms that we have proposed and we have passed as an assembly. And I can tell you, the constitution is very clear as to the standpoint of Parliament in our constitution. And there's nothing that can be done without the breath of life from Parliament. So the question is the kind of control that the president has on that Parliament. If you look at, of course, Parliament is composed of political parties, and political parties, that's why you fight to have as many members as possible so that you can be able to control the agenda of Parliament. It is not rocket science. Even if you go to the US, the Republicans will want as many as as many members of the Senate and the House of Representatives. So that is normal in any democracy. So don't criticize by virtue that the president controls numbers in parliament. It's a good thing. But what I can tell you is nothing has been done outside what the tenets of what our constitution proposes.
The serious concern is the quality of scrutiny.
As I finish, what is the problem of us dreaming and having a strategic path to get us to Singapore? Why do you want to remain the way you are?
Okay, Kathy, the biggest concern